Hey there, are you a travel creator who is beyond trend chasing and beyond viral views? You've already made it. Your content is working. You are getting brand deals. But now you're kind of like a deer in headlights. Well, it might be because you are treating your travel content creation like an influencer and not a business owner. Over here, I've created the only business building community for established travel content creators who need to save time and create a bigger impact online. We're building this together and you're totally invited. There's literally no community for successful travel content creators who want to build actual businesses and not just chase followers. The first round of this program is very limited to a small number of creators because I want to keep it that way. We're building this together. You literally get one-on-one personalized support with me for a really good deal, if I don't say so myself. To get in on the travel creator business plan, you're going to need to send me a message on Instagram and I will send you all the details. Hi, travel creators. Welcome back to another episode. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for listening. By the way, if you have been listening for a few months, I would really appreciate it if you left the show a review on whatever platform you love to listen on. It really does help me so much to be able to share this show with other creators just like you. So even a 1-sentence review or a 5-star, it really goes a long way. So I really appreciate the time and you taking to do that, as well as you listening. Today, I want to talk about something that, frankly, I don't shut up about, which is going to be systems, but it is going to be more content-focused systems that you need as a travel creator who is treating your content creation like a business and not just another influencer or creator. So we're going to get into exactly the sort of systems, high level, that you would need as a travel content creator who is tired of just being a creator and you need to build an actual business. This is going to be an episode that you might want to come back and listen to, so definitely copy the link to it, send it to a friend, paste it in your notes app, email it to yourself, or if you can, maybe take some notes. That would be great, but we're going to jump into 5 business systems that is going to take your creator business from chaotic into something that actually works for you and will work for you in the future. So we're not going to waste any more time here. The first system you're going to need is some way to organize the content you have been creating. Now, if I was a woman in STEM and had a bunch of extra money to pay a software developer, I would create a software for content creators to upload all of their files in a way that makes sense because there are too many options and it's also confusing and there's nothing for content creators in the content organization space. So if you are a person in STEM or STEAM, go ahead, make it, freaking create it. Otherwise, I will. But it's likely that your content is living in like 7 different places right now. You have your camera on your phone, maybe an SD card or 7. Probably your computer downloads folder, your computer desktop, even your computer cloud, whether that's Google Drive cloud, maybe it's Dropbox. Essentially, it's in a lot of places, and I'm not sure, to be honest with you, I would actually love feedback on this, how many creators, especially travel creators, where you are taking so much content, actually have a system in which they are sitting down every Monday when they have the availability of Wi-Fi to upload their content into organized folders. If that is you, honestly, I'm not even kidding. I want to hear from you because I want to know what this struggle is like. Maybe it's really easy for you. Maybe it's really fun. But I want to hear from you on Threads or on Instagram at Travel Content Writing if you are someone who organizes your footage. I'm so serious. So I am a big Google Drive person. I have definitely worked with a lot of creators who use Dropbox. I understand that Dropbox can work very similar to Google Drive. However, at the end of the day, it's likely you have really big files that are going to take forever or just take up so much space on Dropbox or Google Drive. So it's going to be best to have an external hard drive if you don't have one already. There are a lot of creators that recommend different hard drives. That's a conversation for a different day. You can definitely do your research to find like some of the best physical hard drives for those really big pieces of content. But essentially, I just need you to pick like 1 or 2 ways that you upload and save your content. Maybe it's like, okay, I just went to Rome. I am going to upload all of the shots I took and I'm going to put them on a hard drive. They have a specific folder on this hard drive. Now, I'm going to look through this list of the hard drive folders and maybe there's like a couple of clips already coming up and I'm like, yes, I know that I want to use this clip in like a short form piece I'm creating. Take that piece then and put it in your Google Drive or put it in Dropbox, whatever you're using that's like cloud-based. So you have just another location that's easier to grab from so you don't always have to have that hard drive on you to grab those clips. Additionally, I think it's going to be really helpful for you to create a folder of like some of your most favorite B-roll pieces, because oftentimes when you're creating another reel, you might just need like, oh, I wish I had like just like a beautiful landscape B-roll. So go grab that clip or a couple from your latest trip and upload that into a folder that lives on the cloud, and the rest can just live on your hard drive. Especially, I think the cloud is going to be important for more short form creators who you can kind of create this content more evergreenly. And the hard drive is going to be most important for the long form videos you're creating because the files are just freaking huge. I think sometimes when you are organizing content, it's hard to think about the best way to do it in the moment. And then when you go back to look for a piece of content, you can't freaking find it. I always recommend by sorting your content by trip, location, and not like date. Because like I know that I went to San Juan, but I don't know if that was in March or February. So it's not going to be helpful for me to put February 2020, whatever, and then dump in all the San Juan stuff. It's going to be more effective if I'm like, oh, I know I have this really cool photo of a sea turtle in San Juan. Let me just search San Juan and find it. If you are a UGC creator or if you are trying to build your portfolio of work that you've done so that you could like pitch stays to create content for them, I would encourage you to then look at some of the latest clips you found and see like, are there any really good shots I have in here that I can use in the future in my portfolio or in a hotel stay, and put those shots into a folder that's like UGC portfolio potential. So it's like a list of content that you can put into your portfolio or create into a video that could live on your portfolio. So that first sort of system is not anything beautiful, and it is frankly annoying and difficult to, it's always going to be a battle organizing content. Let's like be so real about that. It's never going to be easy, but you just have to figure out something that works for you. I tell people don't like go backwards and organize content that you've already taken. You've been doing this for a long time. You have literally thousands of files. Don't organize past files. We're only going to organize from now on. It will be so much easier and you will have much more momentum to keep the organization up if you are doing it from a certain point moving forward rather than looking backwards. The next system we're going to get into is content calendar and content creation. The problem is that you are waking up every day and you're like, I don't know what to share. I don't know what to post. And what I need you to do is create a time on your calendar. And I know this is going to be very difficult because you're a person who moves around all of the time. But before your next big, like going out into the world and having no Wi-Fi, before your next big trip, I need you to batch some content. And really, this should become like a habit before you head out of town. Like right now, I am recording podcast episodes before I am leaving. Like next week, I'm kind of, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. Anyway, it's nothing super, doesn't matter. I'm not doing anything crazy. But I am getting content ready for when I am not here. And batching content is obviously super simple. For a content calendar, there are so many freaking resources you can use. There's Asana, Notion, Google Calendar. There's so many other like social media tools. I don't really care what you're using. I just need something that is working for you. So even if you are like, oh my gosh, I usually am posting 5 times a week. How am I supposed to get 5 like videos created? Just make less videos, but make them really good. Because the quality of your content is going to be far better than the quantity of your content when you are preparing to you're trying to get something done quickly, essentially, is what's going on here. And it's going to be better for you if you can have higher quality than quantity. Another thing that is so essential when preparing to go out into the world away from Wi-Fi and your computer is to have a running list of like what content needs to be done before I'm out of office. Does that mean I need to have 5 posts done? Does that mean I need to have 2 newsletters written and scheduled? Does it mean I need to record X number of podcast episodes or pitch X number of brands? Having that running list of like, here's what needs to operate while I am away is so helpful, because obviously this is not going to be the last time that you're going away. And ideally, we want to create the systems that another VA or a team member can come in and take over when you are gone for extended periods of time or just don't need to be doing. So think about that running list, that big brain dump of like, what the heck actually needs to happen while I'm gone, and only choose the most essential things. During this time period, it's going to be hard to want to not put every single thing on your list of like, oh my gosh, I need to do X, Y, and Z and all of these things. It's like, no, just think of the very most essential things that need to happen while you're gone and write them down. And then we can systemize them later. So before you are next heading out, make sure you put a date on your calendar to batch some content, not just for social media, for emails, for podcasts, for videos, whatever you're doing.
Here is your fun, weird world fact of the day for you. Did you know in 2001, one shipwreck changed the fate of Portugal's tiny Azores Islands forever? That wreck carried thousands of pounds of cocaine and one drug smuggler on the run. Hey y'all, it's Marie, the editor of the show you're listening to right now, and also the host of my very own show, The Culture Cult Show, where I tell you the wildest stories from every country in the world. Also, fun fact, your very own Laura is the researcher and writer of the show. Back to that story, yes. It's real. It's a real story. I like to call it the cocaine catastrophe of the Azores. And if you want to know what happened to the literal tons of cocaine that started washing up on the Sleepy Islands shores, and if the smuggler escaped the mafia or the cops, and if he's alive today, find out for yourself and check out the story. The episode is linked in the show notes. Okay, back to the episode.
The next system we are diving into is one of my favorites, and it is email stuff. You need an email list, whether you have 100 followers or 100,000 followers, and you don't even have to send anything to those people on your list. You just need to have people there. So when you are ready to share the content, the people are ready to receive it. Here's a little scary reminder for you. One Instagram account is hacked every 10 minutes, and that equals 50,000 a year, if my math is correct. And so it's important not to put all of our eggs into one Instagram basket. Meta does not care about your corner of the internet, but your newsletter is yours to own. So the system we are creating is a repeatable process for growing and maintaining your email list. Now, a lead magnet is super important to have to get people onto your email list. Like, okay, I'll give you this lead magnet if you come onto my email list. I have many episodes about this. If you scroll back or if you search like travel creator, email marketing, or like lead magnet, I have a whole episode about that. But the bare minimum you need for this newsletter system is going to be deciding when you're going to share it. I encourage people to share less at the beginning of starting one because you're more likely to be consistent with it than being like, I'm going to share one every week. Think about what you can actually handle. Are you a person who does better on monthly tasks, or are you a person who's better on weekly tasks? So choose your cadence. Then you're going to choose like 1 to 2 sections of just what you're going to write about in this newsletter. So it could be like a travel tip. It could be like something you're loving recently. Just pick a few sections and that's it. Write 2 paragraphs and we're going to send it out. Okay. Doesn't have to be that serious. If we really want to like get into the nitty-gritty of building a newsletter system, which the members of my Travel Creator Business Plan are doing, we're going to create a content organization / repurposing system where we're going to take their newsletter content and keep track of what we've shared so we can constantly repeat it, but in different ways, just so we're never losing any of the really good stuff that people are sharing. Another item that you need to have for your newsletter system is something to send it on. Are you a Kit person? Highly recommend being a Kit person. It is not just an email sending software. It is so much more than that. It's like community. It is so many resources. Their newsletter, Kit's newsletter, is one of the best things that comes into my inbox. It's so good. I actually can get you a discount if you want to sign up for Kit, so just let me know. I'll leave that link down below in the show notes for you, and I highly recommend it. MailChimp, I would not use. Don't use it. Maybe that's an episode for a different day, but I think Kit is great. There's a bunch of other great options out there. Doesn't super matter. You just need a way to do it. Another content system you need as a travel creator, making your content into a business, is a way to track what the hell is working and what is not. And that is pulling analytics and optimizing or capitalizing on what's working. I hear a lot of people who are like, oh my gosh, I'm complaining about, oh my gosh, this isn't working for me. The content I'm creating isn't hitting the right people. I'm not growing. I'm like, okay, well, are you looking at what's working for you or not? Because that can help you out. You need to set up a regular rhythm of reviewing your content performance so you can do more of what is working and less of what isn't. So, again, you need to decide, are you more of a weekly person or are you more of a monthly person? I think if you are really trying to grow as a creator, it's going to be essential to look at your analytics on a weekly basis so you can make those more intentional, more timely tweaks to your content. However, no matter what, you should be pulling your analytics on a monthly basis. You can look at what hooks are performing best, what topics resonate the most, and what is my audience engaging the most in. And then again, quarterly, it's good to look at that bigger 90-day vision. Am I growing where I want to be growing? Do I need to adjust my content strategy? What's my ROI on time spent? All of those kinds of things. I love a simple Google Sheets for this. Cannot be beat. This is also a fantastic task to outsource to somebody to pull these for you because it's tedious, it's not that fun, and then it's fun for you to get in and look at your top performing pieces of content. You should definitely be tracking watch time, retention, saves, and shares, and what content is actually converting people over to your email list or maybe buying your product. I can actually pull up for you and tell you exactly what I track for my analytics here. All right, I'll tell you right now. So I keep a list. I should make a whole episode about this, to be honest. I keep a title or a topic of the video. I put in the length of the video I shared, the reach, the percentage of non-followers it reached, the views, likes, comments, shares, saves, follows, then an average watch time, an average view percentage, average views per user, like rate percentage, comment rate percentage, share percentage, rate percentage, skip rate percentage, non-follower reach, and then a link to the video. That's a lot of data and numbers, and I have a spreadsheet that calculates that for me. Who does the math for me because I don't do the math, but essentially, you don't need to be looking so much at all of those percentages. I think what's important is your skip rate percentage and your watch time out of those more unique niche metrics to track. Okay, the last system you need is a way to repurpose your content. When I first started working with travel content creators, I was just repurposing their content, and then I realized, oh my gosh, what I'm actually doing is being the back end person in their business, looking at what's working and the bigger vision of it. And so I've been doing this for a while. And what I have found out works best is Asana. Again, this is a tool that I love and use. However, it might not be something you love and you use, but the same sort of setup applies that you can totally adapt to your whatever workflow is working for you. One of my most listened to podcast episodes is the very first episode of this show where I talk about how to set up a content organization system. It is insanely valuable. It is so insane. I literally walk you through step by step how to set this up. This is also something we're setting up in my membership. So the students are going to walk away with this content organization repurposing setup, which works really nicely for them. But essentially, one piece of content you're creating should never just be shared as that one piece of content and then never seen again. We need to capitalize on your incredible ideas. There are no original ideas, and that's totally fine. We are going to steal like an artist from your own content. And I like to set up Asana for this. So I have a couple of different columns that I walk you through in that first episode. Maybe my producer, Marie, who is going to edit this, could link that very first episode in the show notes for you. Eek! That would be amazing so that you can see exactly how I'm walking through this, but you need a way to track your content. You need a way to keep track of what content you have been shared, when you shared it, where you shared it to, the best piece or advice or hot topic you're talking about in that content, and then a way to reshare it or reframe it again. I like to start with long form in this way, and then you can extract like 3 to 5 key points. You can turn each point into a short form video. There's just a million freaking ways to repurpose your content. But if you're like, right now, how do I start repurposing my content? I also have a different podcast episode on how to actually repurpose your content. I believe it's way deep down there in the beginning of this entire show that I should really revive and rerun because it's been a while. It's been a while, but the same information applies. Essentially, we're creating a content brain for everything you've shared so that we can come back to it. And especially now that we've pulled your analytics, we can look at and see like, oh, okay, this post on turkey did well because XYZ. Now let's go find it in Asana and let's pull out XYZ different ways we can reshare it again. In the interest of your time, I'm not going to walk you through every single step-by-step like I did in that first episode. That will be linked below for you on how to set this up. But just know you need some way to keep track of your content so you can capitalize on what is working best for you. So that was a lot. That was a lot of business building systems that are just revolving around content creation. There are so many more. We need to get into like, there's so many other business content systems we could talk about, but those are my favorite so far. So those are the systems that I think content creators need who want to change from being a content creator to a business owner. So if you are like, oh my gosh, I want to build these systems, but I don't know how to do it, that's exactly why the Travel Creator Business Plan exists. So if you want more information on how you can join for $37 a month, where we are building your back-end systems, which is crazy, the link will be down below for you in the show notes. But let me know on Instagram how you're doing and where you're traveling. I will see you next week. Happy creating! Hey there, are you a travel creator who is beyond trend chasing and beyond viral views? You've already made it. Your content is working. You are getting brand deals. But now you're kind of like a deer in headlights. Well, it might be because you are treating your travel content creation like an influencer and not a business owner. Over here, I've created the only business building community for established travel content creators who need to save time and create a bigger impact online. We're building this together and you're totally invited. There's literally no community for successful travel content creators who want to build actual businesses and not just chase followers. The first round of this program is very limited to a small number of creators because I want to keep it that way. We're building this together. You literally get one-on-one personalized support with me for a really good deal, if I don't say so myself. To get in on the Travel Creator Business Plan, you're going to need to send me a message on Instagram, and I will send you all the details.
This podcast was produced by Your Girl Media.